One man is an easy target, but I'm just one of my brothers who they don't know. Seeds of righteousness, when they're buried, they don't die, they just grow and grow. They taught us when we see wrong, we should take a stand. Evil thrives only when good people are silent. A man who hates opposition is a danger to all men. But the preachers and teachers of yesterday are looking the other way. If I say some pastors and priests in this land are hypocrites, I'm a wanted man. Simple truth. If I say 2 decades we've been lost and things are getting worse, I'm a wanted man. Simple truth. If I say today's school children are growing in violence, I'm a wanted man. Wanted for speaking truth, wanted for caring about the youth, wanted for wanting fairness in my land. So I'd much rather be a wanted man than take refuge in false security of a politician. never get me to sit and procrastinate. Something needs to be done. I will get up and do it without hesitation. That is why I'm working so hard, my friends, for Calypso unification. If artists use their mind, there would be more focus, knowledge and overstanding. And in order for us to make progress, we have to stop bickering, making fuss over what really doesn't matter. Intelligent men must think, but you could bring a horse to the water hole, but you can't force the horse to drink. So I say, poor mind will gossip. Illiteracy, simple mind, talk about places that they could never be. Ordinary mind, talk about events and personalities, but good mind speak about ideas. A great mind speaks philosophy. Education is the key to success. I want you to understand that the most important part of education is academics. Yes, man. Whoa, whoa. Calling upon parents and guardians, sending your children to school. Cause a good education in this life would be their greatest tool. Respect to the elders and the teachers and those in authority. Remember when you sit down to learn, children, now listen attentively. Because the world that you're going out into would be your greatest teacher. There is no time now to be reluctant. Everything child is computer. Always aim for the sky, work hard, think about your future. Because I want all you to be qualified with an intellectual power. Child education is what you want if you must succeed. Yes, and you never know you could be an esteemed lawyer like Peter Devine. Qualification is what you need if you must excel. And you could be a great mathematician just like Dr. Kit Mitchell. Yes, inspiration is what you need. Children must prepare, and you could be a woman rising in parliament like Miss Emily Pierre. Education is what you want, but it comes with hard work. But you could be an economist, I tell you, just like Nazim Buck. When I was a young boy, I never liked going to school. Somehow I felt that I knew it all, and my friends all thought it was cool. You know what? I was a role model. What I did, my friends emulate. Some call me a troublemaker and say that I will not graduate. When I heard these things, I got so frightened. Decided to clean up my act. I grabbed my school book and study. Every exam, you know, I passed. When was graduation? I graduated. Top of the class, and the teachers all gave me such wonderful and complimentary remarks. Education is what you want. Go forth with no fear. I want you to become a master poet just like William Shakespeare. Qualification I want you to have. Be a dictionary, so you could be preaching philosophy like Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Inspiration is what you need. Raise your self-esteem, and just like Dr. Martin Luther King, you could shout, I have a dream. Education is what you must get. Please don't be a fool, cause I want you to be an intellect, just like Hollis Liverpool. There is a saying, educated people just might end up a fool. But that must not give you the rights to think. You should not go to school. So much emphasis on common sense, but that is for who to drink. All who thinking like that, tell them I say, their brain will become extinct. Academically, go forth into the world. Your brain, it has no limit. You could be a master of anything, child, as long as you study it. Never settle for second best. Always try to reach your peak. Common sense alone cannot make you sit inside a world summit. So education is what you want. Get some ambition. Yes, you could be the one that's running the UN just like Kofi Annan. Qualification is what you must have. Child, make sure you're bright. And you could be a Secretary of State just like Condoleezza Rice. Inspiration is what you need to take you further. And you could become a great president just like Nelson Mandela. Education is what you must have to be a Caribbean leader, and you could be running a country just like Owen Arthur. Let me tell you about a project that is called the CSME. It's about qualified foreigners coming and working in your country. So I tell you, it is important to...
And good evening to you all.
Don't settle for...
Yes, just we'll be coming on in a short while. There was a power outage a little earlier, so it knocked everything offline. We're just making sure that we're back online properly. Yeah, I know you're all hearing me and you're not seeing me. I know.
You don't be a dropout.
Yeah, it knocked everything off, so we had to reset everything from cameras to keep the mixer. Everything had to be reset.
Is what you want. Children, don't rebel. Yes, because you could be a master inventor, just like Alexander Bell. Qualification, I beg you to have. Do not.
Just one of those nights.
I bet you
I find it kind of regular these days, huh? But at least we are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We are not live via Real 91.9.
And you could be
the system did not come back up in time to connect with them or with We Noise Radio.
Once you have, please.
But we are live, yeah?
At the end of the day, you're writing.
So I'll be coming on in a short while, coming on camera in a short while.
Once you have, don't give up at all. Yes, man. Yes, you could be the Attorney General like him.
We will be having some guests with us tonight. And the reason I'm not on camera is because I'm setting the camera back up, yeah.
The opposition leader, just like Tillman Thomas. Good meditation.
Just give us a moment as we deal with that, yeah.
Because I want you to be an upright attorney, just like George Prime.
Seems to have been a power outage. Everything was off. Everything went right off, so it had to reset, yeah.
Could be intelligent, just like Gregory Bowen. Yeah, man. Feel the power of education. Without it, you are nobody. Whoa, whoa. Yes, man.
Oh, Grenada, playing for Grenada, Mama. Ba-da-da-doy, ba-ba-dum-ba-doy, ba-ba-da-da-doy. The love I got down in me heart for my country, what cannot express. So I always prepare to be him, just to be blessed. No matter what the consequence might be, whether day or night, once it's all for the good of my country, I'm ready to fight. So me find it strange, but I never change. My philosophy endures, always country first.
Yes, indeed.
Every time over the heart.
So let me say a special good night to each and every one of you. I think everything is up and running now.
Hail, Grenada, I give myself to thee.
Yeah, it's a kind of one-man operation, so then you have to reset everything yourself, yeah?
I always play.
A special good night to each and every one of you listening locally, regionally, internationally. We do apologize once again for the late start.
I always play.
But we did have a power outage at studio,
Good God, I'm playing.
so everything went offline, yeah.
That's a fact. Hey, ba-da-ba-da-dan.
So once again, we had to reset everything.
Play for
That's why you're not even seeing my usual graphic as we do on a nightly, but you're not even seeing that up for tonight's program. I'll have to insert that afterwards.
ba-ba-da-da-doy.
And we will be speaking with some of the women of the new National Party tonight. Roughly in about 11 minutes from now, we shall be joined by the president of the National Women's Arm, Dr. Julie Dubois.
The style. Go anytime they get an opportunity. Come for the ride.
And she will be having with her, I believe it's the treasurer. Yes, I believe Miss Monique Cummings will be on with her as well, yeah.
For the pot of gold. And while they play their part, showcasing their skills, ignoring the dangers.
So I think you all should be hearing me okay and everything right now, yeah?
But when it
Daria, how are you doing? How's everybody, Daria?
won't do the same. Hail, hail, Grenada, I give myself to thee. Yes, man, that's why I'm playing. I always playing. Good God, I'm playing for Team Grenada. Yes, man, I always playing. I keep on playing. Good God, I'm playing for Team Grenada. And that's a fact. Eh, bana, bana, dandy, dandoy.
Yes, so in the next 10 minutes or so, we'll be joined by our guest for tonight. I don't want to start a talk on anything. There are things I want to talk about. I don't want to go and start the talk. And then we end up on, yeah. We have guests joining us tonight, yeah. So we will be joined by our guests in the next few minutes. I think I see one of them at least have signed in thus far. Well, yeah, man. I see one of them signing so far.
Be my body in the reconstruction. But I listen to the words of my granny, and she always said, from the doctor to the sanitary worker, they have a part to play. So the sweat you see running down on me, it's no accident, but my
Yes, indeed, folks.
in this little paradise.
So again, we do apologize. No fault of our own tonight. There was a power outage. We apologize to those who would be listening to this afterwards online, but who usually listen via Real 91.9. Good night to you, Camille, Teresa, Scott. I hope you're having a wonderful night tonight.
Yes, man, I always playing. I keep on playing.
Mommy George, good night to you.
Playing for Team Grenada.
And let me see who is on the YouTube. And we have Ruth Chitterman, Janice Mitchell, Salon. Yeah, good night, bro. Listra, Kathleen Ledlow, John Mark, Carib Spice Fitness, Faithlin Hallie Douglas, Francis George Dolores Redhead,
Oh, mama.
Vernal Charles, Agatha Williams, Deborah Flanders, Deborah Laborde, Roslyn Jones, John Stafford, Claude Abraham, Clive Raymond, Red Gull Pascal, Vanessa Lalji, Adrian Watts, good night to you and your lovely wife, Marilyn Ferguson, Gillian Noel,
On the guy is so deep.
Alan Jones, good night to you, Michelle Jones and Zoe Jones, Maud Martin, Michelle Alexander, Carl, Tyrone Marcel, Donna Colley. Well, somebody trying to call? Yeah, go take your call. Let me see. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, good night. I hear you loud and clear. Good night. I don't knock out yet.
All right.
Yeah.
But the people,
Yes.
the people does need to hear your
good night
voice.
to everybody. Everybody.
All
Home
right.
and abroad. Mr. Watts, Patty, Matthew, everybody. I
Wonderful.
listening, Sheldon.
Yes, indeed. I just want to make
Bye-bye.
sure. All right, my dear. Yes, indeed, folks. So Camille is there. All right. Moko Joseph, good night to you, bro. Donna Collymore, Tyrone Marcel, Donna Collymore, Teresa St. John, Stephanie John, and I see Alban Harris, Kathleen Knight, Jerome Lewis. Yeah, good night to you. Chris London. Chris is always busy under the program, making sure that you hit the like button. Yeah, make sure that you hit the like button, folks. And we have Olive Mitchell, Amanda Moses. I see you there. Jacket Man. Good night to you. Dennis Sandy, Ann Andrews, Anna Lewis, and let me see, Agnes Henry. Shrajan John, good night to you. Dominic Antoine, Bernadette Joseph, Jackie Raymond, Patsy Frank, Joyce Lewis, Wendy Ann Maguire, Nurse. What's up? And I see Goodwin Philip. I see Sherma Jeremiah. Good night to you. And yeah, what? Zayla, bedtime. Yeah, bedtime. Right. Yeah, Daria, I shot you out already, so you get it twice. Nice, right? Marilyn Panchu, Lydia Isaac, Phyllis Mitchell, Cindy Thomas, Ron Julian, Errol Bonaparte. Good night to all of you. And again, we apologize for not being on Real 91.9 and on We Noise Radio. As we mentioned earlier, there was a power outage, so the system went down. We're back up right now. And we should be joined by our guests within the next 5 minutes. One of them is on already, but we won't bring them on until the other guest is there. So we know that one of them is on right now. And when the other guest is on, we're going to join them there. Nice? Right. Yeah, we're going to join them and think there when the other guest is on in a little while. Let me see if I could just get this sorted here. So we're going to have a very interesting discussion tonight. Folks, and remember on Sunday, all roads lead to River Road, yeah? Yeah, nice. Yes, the new National Party at 5:30 in front by Purcell's will be staging a community meeting. So looking forward to meeting and greeting each and every one of you there. So that's going to be this Sunday from 5:30 p.m. in River Road at right in front by Purcell's.
Things are bad, so it is global recession. Why not sweet fruit are falling and rotting on the ground? And our leaders running wrong, heart in hand. To countries.
I'm just waiting for the other guests to join, and then we're gonna start. Yeah, once they come on, we're gonna start. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Said that country more than when a country hails London. We never put our best foot forward because of our selfishness.
So once again on Sunday,
Want to walk toward
5:30 p.m. on River Road in front of Purcell's.
but what is best.
Community meeting of the new National Party.
Have resource, skills and talent.
Yes, indeed.
Let's not relax. I believe we can do better than that. Listen to me. For the sake of the country. I know we could do better.
Yes, Mommy George. Yes, I recognize. Good night to you.
While rich businessmen getting political concession, a hospital and healthcare system down in the dump. And small country leaders have their traveling budget. Our country's economy is no better for it. We import more and exporting less. And they want us believe that Grenada has its best. Though we know every year hurricane blow in the Caribbean islands, we still have no disaster plan. We never put our best foot forward because of our selfishness. We don't seem to want to work toward not what I want, but what is best. We have resource, skills, and talent. Is this self?
All right, now I get one of the guests, the other guest drop off.
We can do better than that. Oh, me mommy. We need leaders of morals and value and good example. Or you are killing
Folks, I don't know what is up with it tonight. Everything just
job creation, need first poverty elimination.
working perfectly. All of a sudden, it just drops off.
Priority of every true Grenadian. A common goal, a plan, a set goal. Something every Grenadian wants to be a part of. All things being equal, we owe our country at least that. Give Grenada all, no holding back. We never put our best foot forward because of We have resource, skills, and talent. Is the selflessness that we have. I believe we can do better than that. Whoa, whoa.
Indeed, so let me test my auto. Hello, good night. Let me just hear from my guest there. Good night to you.
Good evening to you, Sheldon.
Well, I know I must be hearing you clear. I wondering what's going on with me there. How you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes,
Excellent.
indeed. Let me see if I can bring you up on full screen there. Nice. Yes, I think I have you settled there right now on full screen with me, and we're saying a special good night to you, Madam President. I could say it like that. Dr. Julie Dubois, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing excellent. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And it's wonderful to have you on with us tonight. And again, on behalf of the Talking Points family, we want to officially congratulate you on achieving the post of Women's Arm President of the new National Party. Very important post, huh? Very, very important post.
Big shoes to fill.
Well, yes, some massive ladies have gone before, but we know that you will match up, and you might even do better than some have done before. But because Dr. Dubois, I realize now, it seems as though every time the new National Party is having one of these activities, like the youth arm is having an activity, or you're having a situation where the women's arm is having an activity, the other side is trying to do the same thing. I realize whole time they ain't nothing but that. You know, when they realize they're going Sunday, they rush and do a thing too. But anyway, we're talking with business tonight. We go mind with business. We go mind our business. So
we are the leaders.
Yes, indeed. And we're supposed to have another guest on with us. They were on, and then I saw them come off. So let's hope that they join us in a little while. I hope
She just sent me a message saying that her phone fell and she's
off.
Is not sure what happened.
Okay, well, she'll join us. She'll join us if she can. So that's Miss Monique Cummings. Monique, we're waiting on you. Eh? Well, we are waiting on you. We're going ahead. So, Dr. Dubois, New National Party Women's Arm 2025. Tell us some of what is being planned and so on. Some of the activities that the Women's Arm is planning. But before we even get into that, let's go into Sunday's activity, because there's an aspect of it that I think was very, very important that took place before the actual Women's Convention. Give us a little insight into the activity that took place before the actual convention of the Women's Arm with the breast cancer awareness and so on. Give us a little insight into that. And the reasoning behind why the Women's Arm of the new National Party thought it important to do that.
Well, as women of the new National Party, we not only take care of women's day-to-day affairs and encourage them into becoming better at what they're capable of, but we also are mindful that they need to be health conscious. And so we encourage them to pay particular attention to their health. And, you know, in these times, we find a lot of women coming down with the breast cancers and, you know, other diseases, but mostly breast cancer. So we thought of doing that session before the main session on Sunday, because they were going to come in anyways for the convention. So instead of having registration and just letting them wait around until it's time for the convention, the health conscious minds in the steering committee came up with the idea that we should have a session to bring some more awareness, and also to give them the opportunity, if they so chose to do some first of all, to show them how to do a proper breast exam, and also to let them know what they're looking for. So some mannequins were brought in, and then they were, the ladies would have had the opportunity to to practice, if I may use that word, practice on those mannequins, and then they will feel the actual lumps, and where they were to search for those lumps. So that session was done. And also, if they wanted to do it on themselves, or to have one done by the doctors around, then that opportunity was also afforded them. We had Dr. Mayana Charles and Dr. Modeste as part of the medical committee, but all of us on the steering committee, we were very supportive of the idea. So we came together and welcomed the idea of providing prizes for the women, and having a draw so that some of them can get a mammogram done. So there were 3 mammograms that were awarded to women whose names came up in the draw. And of course, we had a couple dental checkup and cleanings from Gentle Dental Care being awarded as well. And we had some hygienic packages that were given out, toiletries and so on. So we tried to make it interesting. And there was a women's health bingo. So on the cards, instead of having 1, 2, and 3, there were messages and information regarding women's health. So I think they had a wonderful time in that session. And most of them would like for us to do that another time, so that they could really spend more time asking their questions and interacting and getting the information and encouraging other women and sharing the information that they learned with other sisters. Yeah. So that was it in a nutshell.
So indeed, you all had the health part of it. So the women were able to get quite a bit of information in relation to health issues and how to take care of themselves, the signs to look for, and that sort of thing. 4 ladies actually got, how many got mammograms?
3.
Tickets
3.
to go and have mammograms done. The actual,
3.
Right, so they've got that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you also had people that got, they got the free cleaning and so on, dental.
Yes.
By Gentle Dental Care.
Yes. Yes, we have to do our part.
Yes, indeed. And it was wonderful seeing the turnout of ladies at the activity. And one of the things, and let me bring myself up here too. One of the things that impressed me a lot was that we had many of a mix. It wasn't just a case where you had only the elder folks and so on. You had a mix of the young, you had the elder, you had the middle age. So it was a nice mix of people at the activity. And I think that needs to be commended. Because what we saw there, we saw the young ones, we saw those in their 20s and so on. We saw those in the middle age, we saw the elder ones as well. And I also recognized that on the night you all gave a good an award to Lady Williams.
Yes.
Tell us the thinking behind that particular activity. Why Lady Williams?
Well, she being one of the older stalwarts of the party who people don't see in the forefront, but who is very powerful in the background and helpful and generous, committed to supporting the women, not just of the New National Party, but the children of Grenada, you know, and as she herself went up there and gave good account of the stuff that she's been involved with over the years, you know. So we thought of, you know, sometimes there are some unsung heroes in certain camps that we think need to be recognized, not eulogized, but recognized. So in honoring one special lady, we thought it was time to recognize Lady Gloria Williams at that event. You know, both herself and her husband, they've been really, really powerful supporters. And
you know, I can remember when the New National Party had Olia's party and so up at their home, and they opened their home to these activities and so on. And outside of the NNP, she has always been a person that has served Grenada, as you mentioned, well. And I see that we are joined by Monique. Good night, Monique.
and Sheldon,
Good night, everyone.
Hi. Sheldon, let us not forget the way Lady Williams empowered women. Even Sister Yolan Bain Horsford was testimony. He gave testimony of the of that, where she attended Lady Williams' workshops and seminars and training sessions that were held, you know, and it was these sessions were held with a high standard, you know. So a lot of people benefited from all these activities, and like I said before, it was time to honor her.
Indeed. And Madam President, we're joined by the Treasurer of the New National Party Women's Arm, Miss Monique Cummings. Good night to you, Miss Cummings. Once again.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Yes, and how are you doing tonight? How was your day today?
I had a very hectic day, but overall it was pretty okay. I'm doing well.
A hectic day is always a good thing, you know. It's not a bad thing. When you have a hectic day, means that you're getting stuff done. Things are happening. It's not a boring day with nothing happening. At the end of it, you could look back and say, well, hey, I was able to achieve A, B, C, D, E, F, G, well, the whole alphabet. You could achieve it.
Yes, definitely.
Now, we've been speaking about Lady Williams, and she has been one of the people that has offered quite a lot. I know you're a person, you've been involved in culture. For those that don't know Monique Cummings, we're going to come to Dr. Dubois in a little while, because I want to make sure people know Dr. Dubois and people know who Monique Cummings is. Many persons may have heard both of your names over the years, but tell us a little bit, and we'll come to you in a while, Dr. Dubois, because I think your portfolio a little longer. So we're coming to you. Only last year you were awarded, and so, but we're coming to that. So, Monique, give us a little insight into yourself and what you've been involved in. I know in the field of culture and so on. Give us a little insight.
Okay, well, good night, everyone. Again, my name is Monique. True story, I've been a part of this organization all my life.
Well, I pulled a video the other day and people couldn't believe it. So.
Yes, I've been a member of this organization all my life. My father was a strong supporter of this organization. I've always been a part. Over the years, I've been involved in culture for one. I am a Calypsonian. I have taken part in numerous competitions and so on. The year 2000 and 2006, I was actually the National Youth Ambassador for Grenada. I would have also represented Grenada on the International Disaster Management Forum in Trinidad and Tobago that year as well. I've worked over the years, well, within that period up to, I believe, would have been 2011. I was a part of the Imani program as well, and I had the opportunity to work with Miss Pei on the Ministry of Youth, where I was involved in various programs, assisting, etc. And I've also been a part of, well, we would have formed as a result a group within the St. Patrick's area, working with the likes of people like Kevin Andel and the Norman Gilbert and so on. We would have hosted 2 national debates. We would have had community debates and so on. Then eventually the group would have grown from debate to an actually youth group within the St. Patrick's area, where we would have been assisting with community development, youth development, encouraging young persons within the community and so on over the years. And now, here I am.
Yes, indeed. You're still singing calypso?
Of course.
Now, we're looking forward. Earlier, we're making bus and go and support Monique this year. We're making bus. The women's arm leading the way. I know the women's arm go have about 20 bus whenever you're going and sing.
I hope so.
The men's arm go follow up. Don't worry, we did.
Okay.
We support him. Monique, we want to move to Dr. Dubois. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Dubois. You're bilingual. Give us a little insight.
Well, I am Julie Dubois, and I am a dental surgeon by profession. This year will be 40 years since I've been practicing.
You ain't talking to you because if you're only about 25, 26 years old, you can't be practicing for 40 years. So we ain't believe that one. But anyway, we go take what you tell us. Go ahead.
It'll be 40 years since I've been practicing dentistry. I have a passion for dentistry, especially in children. I have been a part of the New National Party organization ever since Dr. Modeste became involved. So I like I usually say, I walked right in behind her. And it's an organization that I love because of the principles and because of what the party stands for. It's not a perfect organization like in everything else, but it is an organization that will, it brings out, it helps to bring out the best in you on certain levels, and so the leadership is what has attracted me most to remain faithful to this body. By way of involvement in other organizations, community-wise, I have served in the St. Mark's Committee. It's now called the St. Mark Organization for Development in Victoria. I have served on that committee for many years, and I still continue to assist whenever called upon. What else can I say? Well,
let me ask you this question though, Doc. Why dentistry, and how did you end up becoming a dental surgeon? How did that happen? Give us the abbreviated version of how you became a dentist.
Well, that was not my first choice when the scholarships came from Cuba, when they were offered. Mm-hmm. My first choice was music, because since the age of 10, I was playing that organ in church.
So you're both into culture. Both of you are into culture. You play the instruments and sing, and Monique, you play instruments?
Yes, Sheldon. I played a trombone,
I had no idea of that. I know you for years, and I had no idea of that one. No.
Yes, I do.
So wait, so just now we'll have the women's arm going to have their own band just now, because we have two singers, musicians already, so it looked like we head in that direction.
Well, thanks for the idea.
So back to you,
Yeah.
Doc. You're saying that music was actually the first thing you wanted to
Music
go
was
on?
my first choice, and Cuba was not offering any scholarships in music. So I opted for something in the medical field. My mom always wanted me to be a dentist. So dentistry was available, and I got accepted into that field. But Sheldon, I always had some sort of obsession with needles. Mind you, not from me, not on me, because people will tell you to get blood tests from me was a drama. But I always had an obsession, and I would line up I'm the first of four, line up the three behind me, and I would pretend that I'm in the health center and calling them next, and take my mother cotton, dip it in water, take a little common pin, and pretend that it is a needle, and pretend that I'm giving shots.
Oh, la lasha needle, you give me a new frayed needle? Oh, la lasha needle, you give me?
Not anymore. But I got into that field, and when you get into dentistry and you know the importance of oral health, it makes you have that passion, that drive to, if you could just infuse into people's brains the importance of maintaining their oral health, that is where you sit. So right now, the Grenada Dental Association, of which I am the sitting president, and where I wish one of the younger dentists will come forth and really take this and run with it. But right now, the Grenada Dental Association has a program called Seal Grenada, which is supported by the group called Great Shape, which comes to Grenada every year. They used to be in the stadium, and last year they were in the Wester Hall area. But for the past 2 years, we've been at the Corinth Government School. And we did 1 week the first year, and the people were so impressed that they did 2 weeks when they came last time. So it's a program that has taken off in so much so that we have been donated two mobile, portable, I should say, 2 portable dental units, right? One brand new and the other one in excellent condition. And we have been donated a brand new machine to clean teeth, mobile as well, portable. And we were given over 2,000 units of fluoride treatment for the kids in school to apply fluoride varnish on the kids' teeth. So it is something that we are taking to the schools. We are about to go to the Hermitage Government School. That's where we're going to start this, soon. The kids have already had their parental consent forms done. So we are going to do that. And what is even more is that in 2023, October 23, I was selected to be a fellow in the Pierre Fouchard Academy of Dentistry, the PFA. And I was inducted into that institution as a fellow. So they have grants there, and we applied. And when I got in there, I applied for the grant when the time was due, and happy to say that today I got an email saying that the money is ready and they want our banking information to send the money here. All this money will be poured, into the drive called Seal Grenada, because Seal Grenada is that we want to put sealants on every Grenadian child's teeth, permanent molars. When we do that, there is hardly any chance at all, except it falls off and the child is careless, for cavities, dental decay, right? So that's my dream. I want to see that happen before I die.
We have a long, we ain't talking them kind of language. We have a long time. that one ain't dying up many time soon.
Yes, so we're working hard at that.
Indeed.
So this is basically where I sit for now with dentistry.
Okay. And Monique, a question that's coming up here. As a young lady, how do you see yourself becoming involved in direct frontline politics as a young lady? We tend to find it's a field that a lot of people tend to stay away from. If you listen to a lot of young people right now, you hear them saying, "Wait, politics, I ain't mixing up in that. I ain't taking part in that. I don't want to take part in that." As a young lady, why are you getting involved in politics at this point in time? And why do you find it important to become involved in politics at this point in time?
Okay. Well, as a young woman, okay. As a young woman, I wouldn't say my objective is frontline politics, but my objective is to help. I've been around many of these people, the people involved within this organization for years upon years. And through observation and experience, one common thing I could identify is that we care. And that is the foundation of my objective of being part of the organization, because I do care. As an aspiring human resource professional, and that's one of the reasons why I would have chosen the field that I'm in and pursuing what it is I'm doing at the moment, is because I care about people. I care about people and their well-being and their development in a holistic way, not just speaking about academics, but you speak about the psychological, emotional development. Like it or not, within society, there's a lot of different people. Some are academically inclined, some of them are skilled inclined, some of them have other talents. And within the organization, knowing how we care about people, especially the young people and their development, outside of my own personal goals, my passion is in people and helping. And I believe I wouldn't be able to do all the work that I would like to do on my own. So that is why I have aligned myself with this organization, so I can contribute in any way I can possible to help in any way that I can. So the objective is not frontline politics, but to help, to contribute, to be a part of something great, to be a part of something positive, that in the long term we could see how we would have add value to young people, to encourage them to be better individuals holistically, and so on. So that's basically my whole objective for being aligned, being part of the organization, contributing to the cause, and to try and have a positive impact, if yet just on one person, but at least try. Yeah.
Now, over the years, we've seen great leaders emerge through the Caribbean region, female leaders. And the New National Party, as I'm sure both of you know, has always led the way, not only regionally, but internationally, as well as when it comes to women's involvement. In fact, at one point in time, I think we ranked third or second in the world in relation to women's involvement in not just the cabinet of the country, but the cabinet. When you checked out the permanent secretaries, most of the ministries were female. The senior administrative officers, most of them were female. And you had 7 women in the cabinet at the same time, and so on. In the Senate, strong female representation. Even right now, once again, we have strong female representation along with strong male representation in the Senate. What do you see as the future for women in politics here in Grenada? The NNP has always led the way. We continue to lead the way in relation to that. And this question is to both of you. I don't know if Dr. Modest, not Dr. Modest. Dr. Modest, good night. I know you're listening. Dr. Dubois, I don't know if you want to take this one first. The future of women in politics, the New National Party's leader at this time is a female as well. Where do we see women in politics in the near future in Grenada?
Well, I think with women in politics, it's just an up and up movement, because if you look at the New National Party, a lot of the very active and energetic members are women. Now, we would love to have the balance, as usual. We don't want an entire team of women going forward. You know, I don't think this would look well. But I think that Dr. Mitchell, in his wisdom and foresight, saw the value of empowering women and easing them into the political arena with on that leadership platform, so that we could understand and experience and see the value of women in leadership, not only in the politics, you know, but we're talking about politics now, but in every area women can lead. And I see us just going with more power and, you know, making bigger statements, not just for Grenada, but in the region and in the world. You know, I think Grenada has been the leader in showcasing women in leadership in politics. So I just see that as building. And Sheldon, I just want to also add that, with all due respect to the men, women in politics is for victories and for success. The numbers come mostly from the women, you know. So we are encouraged, we are excited, and we just have to, you know, put our shoulders to the wheel and support this movement that we have going on now, especially for our first female political leader of the new National Party.
I thought you was going to say something else that starts with a P, not political leader.
But no.
We head in that direction, eh? We head in that direction. I know you ladies going to make sure that it happen. We head in that direction.
Of course. And I think even the people who are sitting on the fence politically, I think they're taking a keener interest in what is happening with the new National Party, where this female political leader has emerged. Because Grenada I think we have to create history in Grenada now for Grenada's first female prime minister.
And the thing is this, eh? I've always said that when you're looking for somebody for a job, what you want is the perfect person for the job. That's what you want. And exactly. Speaking in different forums, I've always said you want the perfect person for the job, but if it's a woman, it's even better. That's just my personal view. You always want the best person for the job, but if it's a woman, it's always better. I myself have worked along with women in many instances over the years, and I've always found them to be just as capable, and in many instances more capable than men in relation to carrying out their task and getting what has to be done done. So I hear some folks with this nonsense argument about women ain't supposed to this. I don't know if they're living in 1854 or some kind of thing. I don't know if they're 1838 or something, but I hear them with that nonsense, but and I'm saying it's nonsense. Go ahead, Monique.
But in addition, Sheldon, I would ask the question, why not? I mean, name one thing a woman can do. Women are basically superheroes. We do everything. You give a woman groceries, she make food. You give her a house, she make it a home. But I think women involvement in politics or in leadership roles is a great thing, and I would encourage more women, young girls, to step forward, to be more confident, to embrace new experiences. And it's such a refreshing thing that within this organization that inclusivity is encouraged. and so on. And I think although yes, men are more logical, we are more emotionally driven. However, there is a side to us that there is more care and there is nurture. So imagine when you blend that with the logic of a man, there is a perfect balance in terms of the decision making, in terms of how things are approached. It may be looked at a more holistic level in that everyone can benefit in a balanced way and it doesn't seem one-sided. So it's a perfect complement and a blend, I would say, and it adds value to have ideas from different people to be able to speak about different things and look at it from different perspectives. And you have that feminine touch and that masculine touch, and then everyone benefit in the long term.
Yeah, I believe women balance the thing out. Go ahead.
I want to just add something, which I think is important. Now, sometimes you have selections to be made. And because you want to create some sensation, you just pull somebody out of from the hat, pull the name out of the hat and say, we want a first female prime minister, so let's put this person, or let's put that person to head the party. But I want to say that I as Dr. Mitchell would have said, we have somebody who came from the belly of the New National Party. And not because we would have loved to have a woman prime minister in Grenada that we have Emmeline Pierre, but we have her there because she is capable. She is able. She has all the capacity to do the job and to get there. So I think, that our choice is not a choice because we want a name for ourselves to say, well, NNP brought forth the first female political leader, and we hope that this person emerges to be the first prime minister. No, this was carefully and methodically chosen. And with that, having said that, I am confident that we are on the right path.
Yes, indeed. And folks, I'm speaking with Dr. Julie Dubois, and she is the president of the New National Party Women's Arm and the treasurer of the New National Party Women's Arm. Miss Monique Cummings has also joined us tonight, and we're having a discussion. And I think it's better I had a lady doing the discussion tonight. And I need to find a lady to come and host talking points now and again. You ain't find so? No one between them. Let me take that face off every now and again, and we go bring in a lady now and again to host talking points. Yeah,
I'm
make
sure
it fully.
Because we love you dearly, and you're right now, the shoes on your feet are perfect.
Well, Papa, you. But sometimes I just have to take a look at rest too. So you never know. Sometimes Monique might come and host the program for me, and I thought too. Yeah, right, Monique?
Certainly.
We have you. We have Miss Japal, Mrs. Japal George. We have a few of you all. We know you're all capable. You all can handle it. But again, on the discussion of women being involved in politics, and you mentioned earlier bringing that feminine touch that balances with the masculine touch, and I think that's very important. The way that women perceive things. In fact, when you're looking through the Caribbean right now, one of the most respected leaders, not just in the Caribbean but outside as well, is a female. It's Miss Mia Motley out of Barbados. She is. In fact, people are speaking about her in terms of becoming the United Nations General Secretary and all sorts of things. Because she is so respected regionally and internationally. And again, folks may have said when she was aspiring for the leadership of the Barbados Labour Party at that point in time, there may have been folks that say, well, we're all agreeing with this woman in charge of the party. But look at the excellent job that she is doing. Not just because she's a woman, but because she is a competent woman. And I think that's what we need to ensure people understand. We're not just looking for women here, competent women. When you look at the executive that has just been sworn in for the New National Party Women's Arm, you're seeing competent people. And folks, you're seeing them here tonight. Competent people. Right now, just with the two that we have on already, we could start a music band already. So competent people who are going to move the agenda of the New National Party and Grenada forward as well, because I think a lot of persons need to understand this is not just about the NNP. This is about the country that we call home. This is about Grenada. And we want to see Grenada really not just saying the word moving forward and we moving forward and boots on the ground and these nonsensical things, but ensuring that it is actually happening and realistically taking place. Now, our former political leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, said it. We also heard it from our guest speaker, Ms. Malika Compton. We heard it again from our dear political leader, the Honorable Emlyn Pierre. The importance of women in the political system. On election day, who does get up first and say, every man jack out the house, go and vote? Who gets up and does that? Who is it, the driving force? Every time from the years I've been involved with the new national parties, as the women have always been the driving force there behind the organization in every aspect of the organization. What are some of the plans? I know you all have you just formed the executive and so I don't know if you all have settled and met and decided on some of the immediate plans, but what are some of the immediate plans of the women's arm going forward?
Well, I'll tell you something. The plans that we have are not plans that that came up just because we were having a convention. The women's arm has been active, and we have been having activities, right? In the past year and a half, 94, yes, 2 years, we've had some activities that were geared at encouraging and empowering our women. We had a women's forum in the Trade Center, and that sparked a lot of excitement among the women by way of coming forth with their ideas, things that they need, things that they want, the things that we should be doing for them, like training and, workshops and so on. And based on coming out of that activity, we knew that there had to be a follow-up because a lot of questions and suggestions came forward. And so the follow-up to that was done at Blueberry Hill in St. Andrew. And we had a beautiful session there where we put a plan together as to how we're going to work with the women's arm, the national women's arm, meaning that we would not leave any constituency behind. So, as in everything else, we have strengths and weaknesses. Some are more active than others. So the plan was to get everybody up and running on the same plane. So we had that, that was planned. And then we had the 40th anniversary women's forum in Guelph. That was held in November of last year, right? And it was well attended, well received. We had a special senator from St. Lucia. Yes, you remember that well too. Yes. Dr. Angelina, yes. And, that again gave the women some energy and some hope and, to keep pushing forward. So right now, what we're going to try and do, what we're going to do is to make sure that all the constituencies have their women's, up and running. Not just up and running, because I know they're organized, because we had every constituency represented in our convention. Out of 150 delegates, we had 148, which was excellent. And so we are going to, as the executive, we are going to visit every constituency, including Carriacou, members of the executive, and sit down with them and hold a meeting with them and hear what are their plans and how they're going to execute it, where they need assistance, and we may not be able to fulfill everything, but that's the way forward. We have to get grounded and solid first, and then we're moving on from there. I don't want to expose all our business here.
No. We ain't exposing we hand yet at all. No.
When I say, our plans, I would not go into any details, but I'm assuring you that this is going to be one sound and solid organization. And Sheldon, we are encouraging all the youths to be a part, the female youths, to be a part of the women's arm in their constituencies. Because succession planning, this is how we're going to do it, by having them come and be a part of the organization. And I also want to say that the women's arm will be working closely with the welfare arm of the party. Yes, because it's all about the caring thing and the looking out for and the fulfilling needs and all that. Yeah.
And I know over the years, the women's arm have had various activities. I know at one time, I know you all had a choir, and there were different things. I remember the choir. The choir, the bad now.
We're coming back with had a chorale.
Yes, I remember that. So I want to ask a question of Monique now, though. What are some of the issues on a national level now that you believe personally are affecting young women in this country? What are some of the key issues you believe young women are interested in? You have friends your own age who you've gone to school with, who you interact with and so on, who you may even work along with in different organizations. What are some of the issues you believe that young ladies are particularly interested in right now, or that are affecting either positively or negatively young ladies in Grenada in 2025?
Hey, Sheldon, that's a very interesting question, Well, at present, one of the biggest issues is that of employment, which would be stable employment. That's one of the major issues, opportunities, in that a lot of young women, after they finish school, there is a struggle for employment, gainful employment, that is, stable employment. That can lead to a bit of frustration, speaking to some of the young ladies. The young ladies that I do interact with, for one. And I think these programs and our organization, that's where it comes in, where we come in, and it's a very good opportunity to interact more, socialize, to learn, to actually find out what exactly they need. And that's why currently, one of our plans is mobilization, and to get down on the ground with women to see how we can aid and provide support in areas that they need to help reduce the level of frustration that they are faced with, and to see what it is we can put in place to work in collaboratively with them to see how we can help. But one of the major issues right now is employment, not having a stable source of income or gainful income. And it's quite alarming. Mm-hmm.
I had my mic off, yeah. No, we hear of that. I know one of the issues, I believe, that I think not only young ladies, but I think ladies in general, is one of the issues that we spoke of earlier, healthcare. You have that situation, I mean, young mothers going to the hospital to have babies, and we know what's taking place. Recently, we had situations where some newborns basically lost their life. We can't say necessarily it is because of anything that may have been done or not done at the hospital. Sometimes it's because they didn't have the proper prenatal care and so on. We don't know. So we're just saying that this is, but it is an issue that I believe a lot of ladies are interested in as well. And I'm glad to see that the party took the forefront in dealing with the issue of breast cancer. I personally know of people who have died with breast cancer. Young folks too, who have died with breast cancer. So seeing the party take the forefront in relation to that. And so, but again, the issue of healthcare, I believe, is a issue.
Yeah.
That employment, yes, healthcare is another one that a
Yes.
lot of young ladies, I mean, a woman is more likely to go to the clinic if she's not feeling well or she thinks something is off. She is more likely to go to the clinic and see the doctor than a man. Man ain't going. We ain't built, West Indian men not built like that. Listen, until we find we can't get off the bed or something, we not going to the doctor. But women,
Yes.
yeah, women.
But Sheldon, I think that is a general thing, and that was one of the reasons I was so happy that we had that element added to the event on Sunday. In that I believe education-wise as well, a lot of the women would have learned 2 pence here and there as it relates to breast cancer, or in regards of their health and taking charge of their health. I did not know the age that a woman should start having a mammogram or check-in, but I learned that day. I've never done one.
Just for the public that was not there, what age should they start?
At 40.
Okay, great.
High-risk persons at the age of 30. However, you can do your own breast exam just to be safe as well. And once you feel anything abnormal, it doesn't kill to go check. But there are a lot of challenges with health at the moment. And I think going forward, that is something we will venture into continuing to have, not just in terms of the breast exam, but other areas of health could be incorporated as well to create that avenue whereby persons can actually have access to be checked and for certain services that are not readily available to them at the moment.
But that,
And if I may venture to say that with Dr. Modest is getting some more direct support from people like Dr. Mayana Charles. So, these 2 women, I think they can certainly increase the health drive within the party, not just for the women, but for the men too.
yeah, because as Dr. Mitchell pointed out on Sunday, as men, we ain't going and do no blood test to check to see if we're not going and check to see about these kind of things. It's until we realize we go to the bathroom and we can't do what we're supposed to do, or pain take us and flour more than water, as we just say. That is when we water more than flour. That is when we go in where we had to go. Being a person who like lost my father to prostate cancer, and as such, I did my tests already for the year, so I have done my test already for the year, and I will be following up with other tests and so on. But it's always important for men as well, and I think the encouragement comes again from who? The women. Man, I don't find you looking right. Man, you only did groaning with this pain. Let's go. Come and take the man and bring him. So again, it's the ladies, no man partner telling him, boy, let me go by the doctor. It's the woman who goes say, come, let's go. Again, females leading, nurturing, making sure that everybody is okay. So that again is the importance.
Yesterday I had somebody in my office, them and the partner, and the lady was saying, had I not just insisted that he go to the emergency, he would be a dead man today. And he agreed. Yeah. Because it was just, it's nothing, I'm going to feel better, whatever. And then she said, no. She stood up hard, and he's alive today.
Yes, indeed. And I see Nurse Wendy Ann McGuire. I see you, Nurse, giving advice on the live as usual. Nurse is always nursing. Giving some advice on the live. What I want to do, I want to attempt to take some calls. So if folks want to call in, I'll give you the opportunity to call in. Now it's 24 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. Folks, if you want to call, I'll give you the opportunity. You can call in at this point in time. 440-7377. You can call on the WhatsApp. You can call directly. I had to work a kind of thing out for you all to be able to hear. So I'm not sure you all will hear fully, but I'm going to try my best to ensure that you all hear when the folks call. So folks, give us a call, 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Feel free to call at any point in time. Dr. Dubois, while we've spoken about some of the issues that younger women may be interested in and what is affecting them, for middle-aged, elder ladies, what are some of the issues that they are facing? Because I think while you have issues that cut across for all females, there are some issues specific to the younger ones and some issues specific to the elder ones. And I know you interact with a lot of the elder ones. What are some of the things that they've been speaking about? What are some of the things they're concerned about in Grenada?
They're concerned about their benefits.
Mm-hmm.
They're concerned that, you know, the government was given assistance.
The seed.
Elderly.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. And they're concerned about that because a lot of them, they would have worked not in the public sector like that. And now they're retired. And maybe some of them will do a little kitchen gardening around and so on. Some of them are strong enough to make a little day's work somewhere still. But those who can't do that, you know, and the money that was taken away when they just, you know, when the government just came into office and all that, you know, these people are concerned for their daily bread and butter, you know, and you know, a lot of them have that kind of pride that they don't want to rely on their kids and their grandkids, although some of them are supported that way. But sometimes they like to know that they have their own little dollar. You see? And that if their head hurts them and they go to the health center, that they can get the medication. And you know, and they used to call it in the dispensary. So, and a lot of these medications are not available anymore. Or you know, they have to find the money to buy. So these people, they're concerned about their independence and their dignity as elderly people. So I think that is basically what. When I go, am I diagnosed properly? If I have a pain in my arm, or if I have a pain in my head, or if my back hurts, you know, whatever. Or, you know, I see some strange sign on my body, you know, a woman with, you know, little discharge that is abnormal and all that. You know, would I get properly diagnosed? And should I have to be treated? Can I afford it? Because, you know, a lot of the times, you know, you will get a medication to treat yourself. But I think this is basically what the issue is, you know. They don't want to be robbed of their independent, I will use a term here, my term, of the independent dignity.
Yes. And I think that's so spot on, in that we see a lot of the elder ladies, they don't want to become a burden on their children. They don't want to be a burden on anybody. And especially when you speak of some of those that were basically homemakers, they may have been the ones at home taking care of the children and so on. So there's not necessarily a pension or anything coming to them, but they still don't want to be a burden on the children, especially if their partner has gone to the great beyond or so. They don't want to become a burden on anybody. So again, the independent dignity, yeah. And I think that's a good point when it comes to the elder ladies, because really and truly, most times I'm in St. George or some other area, and you meet one of the elder ladies, and that's usually the thing, you know. I was on the seed program and I came off, or I'm no longer receiving the assistance or so. The cost of living, I can't get my medication. I'm going to the, as you said, dispensary. Monique, all you young people might ain't no dispensary, man. But
hello, I know about dispensary. Eh?
Oh, okay, all right. you hang around elder people, nice. But you're going to the dispensary and they can't get the high blood pressure medication. They can't get the diabetic medication that they usually get, and some of the basic medication, painkillers and so on. They can't get it, and it's a problem because then they have to do without it. And you know, if you have high blood pressure, and it's untreated and you're not taking your medication, you will be damaging yourself, eh? Your body is being damaged over a period of time.
But Sheldon, that is a very important point. And I think I've seen it for a lot of years. And I think something that I would advocate for, if one day I am in a position where I can foster that type of change in terms of social welfare, I think things like that, it should actually be in legislation. So a specific criteria as to how a person qualify, who those persons are, the age range, etc. And regardless of your race, creed, association, the criteria is set in stone and you qualify and you will be supported. Because the worst thing for a person is to have uncertainty and security. Life in itself is already tough and stressful because we are faced with so many challenges on a day-to-day basis. And then to wake up every day uncertain as to how am I going to afford this? I have this issue. I know what the problem is. I know what the solution is. However, I just can't afford it. And like it or not, life is not balanced. We're not all in the same position to say, every one of us have same access to resources and so on. We all are different and live different lives. And I think it's a responsibility as leaders or in people in different positions to ensure that those programs and those avenues are created for the persons that can't fend for themselves in that kind of way, to provide that comfort and that level of security. So I think that's very important.
Excellent, excellent.
Yes.
Point. Excellent point. And again, I won't forget that term, Dr. Dubois, independent dignity. I think that, I think that watch, before NDC said the thief in it, that going to be manifesto, all right? Now, independent dignity. Because they seem to have a problem anytime we speak about these categories of people. The people who they want to do better, but they can't do it for themselves. The elder folks, they want to do better, but they can't do it for themselves. You may have young ladies, they may have children, and they want to improve their life for themselves and their children. And I often wonder, sometimes I find myself wondering how persons like Honorable Emmeline Pierre, Honorable Kate Skeeter-Lewis Peters, how they have done it. In the case of Honorable Emmeline Pierre, for instance, to be a government minister, you're a parliamentarian, you're a government minister, she's deeply involved in her church, she's deeply involved in her community. As the parliamentarian, it's not just that you go to parliament, but you have work that you must do in your community, you must be going around with your community, still have her family to take care of and so on at home, so still carry out those duties, and still study for a doctorate while doing all of that. That ability to multitask. And you wonder, well, how could they do it? You have Honorable Kate Skeeter-Lewis Peters, the same thing, government minister. So she has her duties as a government minister, as the MP for an area and so on. And I see people complaining when they have to get ready to go to parliament about they didn't have time and this kind of thing. Yes, when you bring the documents late, but it takes a lot of preparation to go into parliament and speak on bills and so on. You have to research and all of that.
Yes.
And to see that she was able to do all of that and still successfully pursue her master's degree, it says a lot about her as an individual, but it says a lot in both of their cases about women and the ability of women to multitask. You're taking care of the family, you're involved in your church or your community groups and so on, you're still a government minister. And outside of that, we're not talking about the duties with the political organization that you have to carry out. That is separate to what you have to do for the government. And being able to multitask and get all of that done is amazing. I don't know how they do it. I have no idea.
The one that they have 48 hours.
And the thing is this, not just to say that they're doing all of that, but to be successful doing all of it. And then you have a young man that say, well, he had to leave parliament because he had to go and study. But that's another story for another day. Women are
superheroes. We are superheroes. There isn't anything You could give a woman to do and she won't find a way.
I want to just mention something, Sheldon, before we, you know, I don't want to forget to mention that.
You feel like closing now until you go, no, you ain't going nowhere. You're staying right
No,
there.
but you see, I tell you, at my age, I forget too.
Go ahead.
So, the political leader announced an advisory committee to the Women's Arm. And we have the mother of the parliament as one of those people, who is my parliamentary rep, Dr. Modeste. And I am really honored to have her sitting in that position as, how should I put it? In conjunction to where I sit. You know, I am really, really excited and honored about that. She brings a wealth of experience with her. And I could not have expected anyone else to really sit in that position to advise us and to lead us. You know, it's not herself alone. There were 3 people mentioned: Dr. Mayana Charles, Miss Akima Paul, and Mrs. Akima Paul Lambert. But where Dr. Modeste sits, I think it's a very good place for us to where advisory is concerned.
Yes.
I really wish that she would have called in tonight.
Doc, where they?
I wanted her to call in as well.
I'll send the Zoom link and let her join on Zoom too. You know, don't be afraid. Send the Zoom link. Tell Doc join too. Yes, we don't mind. Dr. Modeste, where you there? You know, once we call for you.
Yes,
she's still sleeping off Breadfruit Fest. Yes, indeed. But no, I think it's important, and you have some brilliant folks there who have been selected.
Yes.
And you have a depth of knowledge there with Dr. Modeste, and then you have the brilliance of Akima and Mayana as some of the people that are going to help guide processes.
Yes.
And I think the party will only be better for such activities to be taking place and such things.
Yes.
You know, it's refreshing, and I know a lot of folks are feeling the same way. It's very refreshing to see so many intelligent, young, middle-aged, and even elder ladies coming into the fold of the new National Party, but not just coming, but stepping forward. Same as we're seeing Monique tonight, and Dr. Mayana Charles, and Akima, and all of the other young people who have come in and are stepping forward and are offering their assistance and are offering their service and are offering their insight. I think the party could only be better for that, you know?
Yes.
Well, Sheldon, I think coming into this, it's very refreshing to sit in rooms with wisdom, experience, knowledge, innovation, and all of these brilliant women. And one thing I've identified, regardless of age and who they are, everyone is full of energy and excitement to get things done.
Yeah, that is one of the things that you see there, man. I mean, it's get it done, and the ladies out there, and they're willing to help and so. And I want to shout out one particular lady tonight, and I know a lot of ladies go upset with me because I shouted out this one alone in particular, but I want to shout out Miss Helen Marie in the town of St. George.
Oh yes.
Miss Helen Marie is a person who has been around with the new National Party for many, many years, but not just that. She has also been involved deeply in culture. And the performing arts and so on with the mass band and so. I mean, I just want to give her a special shout out tonight. Let me go to the phone line. I think we have someone on the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello.
Well, I know you don't like me to stay silent and to listen, but I was comfortably listening to these 2 ladies, very nicely matched. One a little older, one a little younger.
Well, I hope they're
And,
hearing you.
And
Yes,
their contribution so excellent. I didn't think I needed to join mine to it at this time. But I welcome the opportunity to greet these two young ladies and to compliment them on the assumption of the positions within the party, Dr. Dubois as the chairperson, and Monique as the treasurer. And, Dr. Dubois has shown her mettle over the past couple of years as acting chair and held on to it very patiently, and not, getting anxious or belligerent or pushy about being chairperson. But when you hold a position and you excel and you deliver in it, then other positions just come without one having to fight for it. And so I really want to compliment her on having held the fort after Sister Brenda Hood had to give up for certain reasons. And she has done an excellent job. So I want to compliment these two ladies on the performance and the position. I listened to Monique. I can't say I knew her well, but I mean, listening to her, the prowess within the youth arena, what she has done, where she has gone, where she has gone to, where she has participated. Kudos to both of you. But even more importantly than that is what you bring to the table to the women's arm and to women in the party. Because I'm sure that you both, together with the team, will inspire the others to do more, to reach beyond themselves and to reach people. And so I just wanted to add a little bit to what they were speaking about the healthcare, because I feel very passionate about that. And I know when we had a subcommittee and when we were discussing, one of the things that we said was, when women come to these meetings, like a convention, let us give them something more than just the rough politics. Let us give them something that they can take with them, maybe about themselves or other persons that they can share with. And that is what we did with that health session. And I was given the opportunity to hand one of the I don't know if I should call it a prize, but one of the gifts to one of the women. I think that one got the mammogram. I think so. But you know what she said? I didn't expect that. And thank God. So two things. Maybe people just come expecting the raw politics. NNP, NDC, who is this, who is that, who is that. And we have taken our women's arm and our politics to a different level, where we show people that we care about them and we care for them, and made them feel good. And even those who would not have been beneficiaries, direct beneficiaries, I know they would be enthused to come the next time because they feel that there's something in it for them. And that is the kind of philosophy of the new National Party. Let's lift everybody up. Let's help everybody as far as we can. And I think NNP and the Women's Arm did an excellent job in that. So I just want to leave this thought about self-care, because these ladies are handling it well. I don't mind listening to them at all. Self-care. As women, we tend to take care of our families, our husband, our children, the dogs and the cats, and we don't take care of ourselves enough. You know, I was speaking earlier to a niece of mine who's abroad, and she was talking about vitamins and, other things to take. And I just said, wait. I got a glass of water and I pulled a couple of my vitamins and I took them. And I have them right on my countertop to remember. And I'm always rushing when I'm ready to leave, and they got left. And I know a number of other people do that. There are things that we neglect for ourselves. But many of us on this platform have traveled. And you know what they say on the plane? If there's any kind of signs of disturbance, whatever, on the plane, fasten your seatbelt first, and then you take care of the others who are with you. So I just want to leave this thought about self-care. Let us take care of ourselves so that we can better take care of others. And and so not necessarily take care of ourselves to the exclusion of others. But if we care so much about others, let us ensure that we are better physically, mentally, spiritually, and otherwise to take care of our family. So kudos to NNC for the initiative taken. It was a team of us, but Dr. Mayana Charles headed it, and we gave the necessary support, and I'm really pleased with the turnout. So I'll end here. I notice we have a few minutes left, but I would want to give way either to the ladies or someone else who may want to call in and make a comment or another suggestion or something. But I think I mentioned it to you, Sheldon. Or somebody else. I am hearing a lot of people dying these days with chest pain, going somewhere for help, they have chest pain, and then somebody saying it's gas and all this kind of thing. We have a lot to talk about health on this platform as well. But for another occasion. Have a good night to my two wonderful ladies on the cameras, and we have a lot to do. But together, we're a formidable team, and I just look forward to it.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Modest. We are always pleased to have you on the program with us. All right, thank you. Yes, indeed. So you got your wish, Dr. Dubois. You heard from Dr.
Yes, I am happy.
Yes, indeed. It's always good to hear from her, yeah? And she mentioned something there, and I think it is an issue that I think, Dr. Modest, we're going to have to talk about that before the week is over, so either tomorrow night or on Thursday night, we'll have to have a conversation about that. I also recognize that some folks are going down with pneumonia, especially in Trinidad. I realize quite a few have gone down with it, and you've been having people with the respiratory problems. You're still here speaking, but don't worry, nurse make sure that I'm taken care of, so I'm good now. I'm good now.
But Dr. Modest might have a laugh,
Yeah.
because when she's talking about the vitamins, I almost burst out laughing, because for the last few months, I've been rushing and I don't take the vitamins. And sometimes I put them in a little bottle and take them to the, and they come back home. So this morning I deliberately put a couple bottles of them in my bag. And when I was having it's not lunch anymore. It was like about eating like 4 this afternoon. I took some of my vitamins. Because when she was talking about it, I was laughing because I said, there you go, there I go.
And again, it comes back to the point that she was making, that ladies need to start taking care of themselves. Sometimes you're rushing so much trying to take care of everybody else. So it's the children. You're trying to make sure the children is okay. And you're trying to make sure that your significant other is okay. And down to the dog and the cat and them in the yard, you're trying to make sure you're making sure you're getting their food ready and everything. And sometimes you leave home and they go, wait, I didn't eat.
So true.
It happens. And especially when you have those responsibilities in the morning, getting everyone ready and out the house, and yourself as well, that at the end of the day, you end up keeping yourself for last. And sometimes things get left out. And it's important. I think it's a very valuable point that has been made, that the ladies need to make sure and take care of yourselves as well. Because if you fall down, you can't help nobody, eh?
That's right.
You can't help nobody, so you have to make sure and take care of yourselves. Folks, the phone lines are open. We just have roughly 10 minutes remaining on tonight's program. But we keep the phone lines open just in case anybody wants to call in and make a statement. And those of you on the YouTube, we're looking for that 200 likes. I see at 194. All you help me all day. Yeah, we're looking for the 200 likes for Ladies' Night. And I want to officially tell both of you that from now on a monthly basis, we shall select a day. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Tuesday, but at least once a month, the women's arm will have their time on talking points to address whatever issue you all decide it is you want to address. Well, you could always announce whatever you want to announce anytime, but we will select whether it's like the third Wednesday or the second Wednesday or whatever it is. We'll select a specific day, and that is going to be the night specifically for the women's arm. We're going to brand it. It is belongs the same way the youth have theirs. The women's arm will have theirs as well, that you all can speak on whatever issue and so on. And folks, we have a treasurer for Joker. We're looking to raise funds. We want to give the treasurer work to do. The women's arm looking to raise funds. So when you hear that they having the activity, like I know my good friends in St. George Northeast, Auntie Erica, yes, those of you in St. George Northeast, they have the local bake sale and cake sale and things sometimes on a weekend in town and raise the local funds. And so when you see the new National Party Women's Arm raising the money, make sure and help. Yeah, make sure and because, okay, they passed the 200 likes now, wonderful. I didn't refresh. Yeah, make sure and help, make sure and assist, so that the ladies would be able to do some of the things that you hear them speaking about. There are activities and there are programs that are going to be attached to some of the things you hear them speaking about now. And we want to get the treasurer work to do. And we want to make sure, and Madam President say, is so we marching, that they have the proper boots, they have the proper uniform, they have the proper attire and equipment for the march that is going to take place. So we want to give Madam President all the assistance she needs. So folks, we want you all to also assist the women's arm of the new National Party as much as possible. And we're not leaving that for those of you here in Grenada alone. When we go in and establish the women's arm in Canada, and I mean, people afraid to fly these days, that them plane and them but when we go in and establish North America, yeah, we're going up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're going up.
Of course, and whenever they have their convention or whatever, we going up there.
Yes, man. Yeah, we establishing women's arm there too.
That's right. Florida, New York, Canada. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
and even England. England.
And my friends like Cathy and Gracelyn, Wendy, all of them up there. Caesar, all of you up there in New York. Right. Yeah, because it's a lot of women.
Aisha Olivier.
Yes, a strong lady again. All of these ladies that are up there fully supporting the new National Party and doing the work of the new National Party. So we want to make sure you all know that don't think because all you up there, all you getting away, all you have all your work to do up there as well. So we're looking forward to engaging with you all up there and making sure that you all are part of the process on the march to victory. We have a lot of work to do, and we don't know if we have a lot of time to do it because we've seen certain signs, 700 million. We've seen certain signs. As Dr. Mitchell said, we've seen certain signs. So we need to make sure that we are ready and the women play the important role. As I said, imagine election morning, mommy wake up and she say, okay, breakfast, everybody out. Everybody out. Go and vote. Time to go and vote. And so go and vote. And all you know what to do. Don't go and mess up the plan. All you know what all you have to do. Right? So the women have that important role to play the canvassing, all of that. They have their role to play. Yes, men, you don't feel because the women come in and do the work, all you go sit back, that ain't taking place. Half and half. We working just as hard. Yeah, we want to get outshine, so we have to do the work. And I already see Teresa and some others up there in New York sending the message, yes, they're ready. So they're waiting on you all, huh?
Yes, we're all in this together.
Yes.
It's all team effort. And I just want the women out there to know as well that even though we had an executive voted in for the women's arm, we can't do it alone. It depends on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how they would say every vote counts. Well, every woman counts in this thing. So we're depending on everybody,
Yes, indeed.
everybody to carry us.
As I was reminding, well, as I said last night, not reminding, but telling some folks last night, I know of a young man won his seat by exactly one vote.
I heard
On independent Grenada Independence Day elections took place in Turks and Caicos Islands, and he got 359, and he beat a guy. The guy got 358, and of course, they asked for a recount. It came back exactly the same, 358 to 359. If nothing else tells you that everyone counts, that should tell you that everyone counts. We have to get everybody involved. Ladies, we're into the last few minutes. We'll take your closing statements at this point in time. We'll start with you, Madam Treasurer, and of course, we'll take Madam President as the final statement for tonight. So, Monique, the floor is open to you for your closing statements.
Oh, well, good night, everybody. Sheldon, thank you so much for the opportunity for having me tonight. Ms. Dubois, it was indeed a pleasure. For all the listeners out there, as it was mentioned, we cannot do this alone. I'm looking forward to working with the team. I'm looking forward to working with you collaboratively, so we can get the work done and do what needs to be done moving forward. Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Dubois.
Yes, thank you again, Sheldon, for having us here. And thank you for those who joined. I hope that in our discussion here this evening, that it would have energized you and encouraged you somewhat to be a part of this movement. And if you are, that you would double your efforts to help us achieve our goals. And we'll be coming to you. Expect us. We'll be visiting every constituency. Make sure that the women are paid card-bearing members of the new National Party and also members of the Women's Arm. We are even more excited that we have a female political leader this time. We're part of history, and as such, we're going to make sure that we deliver.
Yes, indeed. So wonderful to have had both of you on with me tonight. You realize these days we're trying to get two folks on instead of just having one person on the program. We're trying to get two folks on. And I want to thank both of you for taking the opportunity to be here with us tonight. One final question before I close. For anybody wanting to become part of the Women's Arm, what should they do?
There is a Women's Arm coordinator in every constituency. The women's chairperson for every constituency. So contact that person. We had some forms on Sunday at the convention, and we are going to ensure that every constituency has forms to be filled out. Okay, so you fill out the form, and we take it from there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Miss Monique Cummings, Dr. Julie Dubois, do enjoy the rest of your night, and feel free at any point in time you all have an issue you want to discuss, not just when it's Women's Night that we have Good Have Ladies Night. Anytime you all have an issue you want to discuss, feel free to call us at Talking Points. Our door is open to you at any time. Feel free to call on us to help in whichever way we can. We will always be supporting the women, because the women always wholeheartedly support the Talking Points program, and they are a significant part of the Talking Points family. We love you both, and we want to make sure that you all know that. Do enjoy the rest of your night, and remember to take your vitamins. Huh?
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
And good night, everyone.
Yes, folks, we were speaking there with our president and our treasurer of the new National Party Women's Arm. Quite an interesting conversation. And you know, the thing that is sticking with me out of that conversation, one of the things that's sticking with me is that term, independent dignity. I think if nothing else, and there's a lot that has stuck, but if nothing else has stuck with me throughout that, is the independent dignity. that so many of our elder ladies in our country, that's all they want, some independent dignity, that they will be able to live without having to become a burden or believing that they are a burden on anyone, that they can contribute in whichever way that they can contribute to the nation's development and not become a burden on the nation or on anybody else. That independent dignity. I think that that's a very important terminology to remember. Folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you, and in everything you say, do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I am out. Do enjoy the rest of your night. I am out.
Who you are or what color you wear, it's about saving this beautiful country. Give me. It's that each one help each other. As one country, one nation. Everyone, give a helping hand. I can't do it for myself, cause no man is an island. Politics now is about wealth, like we lost with direction. Time to put it trade on the shelf, love is the medication. You know, Grenada back to she health, yeah. And the time is no, we can't wait for tomorrow. And if we don't know how, we could end up in sorrow. We just got to be strong when faced with tribulation. If each one teach one, we must build this nation. Reach out, reach out, reach out to someone, give an helping hand. I want to reach out, reach out, reach out to the youth and tell them the truth. So must be a preacher to help somebody, so must be a teacher to teach somebody, you must be a doctor to heal somebody. Be a lover to love somebody. Love somebody. Reach out, reach out, reach out to someone. Reach out. Give an helping hand. Reach I want to reach out, reach out, reach out to the youth and tell them the truth. Talking about governance and transparency. Stories long like get to grandance. Man, we worse than a Nancy. The pressure reaching down to we pants. Still like they blind and they can't see. Everyone deserves a chance, yeah. And the time is no. We can't wait for tomorrow. Like we still don't know how to pay back when we borrow. See this stuff about who's wrong, who change the situation. The only solution to build this nation. We have to reach out to someone. Give an helping hand. I want to reach out to the youth and tell them the truth. There must be a minister to help somebody. There must be an instructor to teach somebody. There must be a pastor to heal somebody. There must be a lover to love somebody. Reach out to someone. Give an helping hand. I want to reach out to the youth and tell them the truth. Help somebody. It's like we forget about Christ while the devil on a rampage. All the youths talking about sex nice, like they forget about it. Before you talk, you could lose your life. It's the signs of the last days. I don't want us to pay the price, no. So the time is
sorrow